wonderful KCET champions. I hope all my dear children are doing absolutely great. So listen to me carefully. I have done this video before, but now is the time when you actually start preparing for KCET examination. You get all that seriousness, yeah? Now also, I'm pretty sure not everyone is very much serious, but yes, there will be a time when you become seriously invested into KCET examination. Well, if you're not, then it's high time to do so as well. Because there's a huge lot of competition, and the examination is easier in comparison to other competitive examination, which is exactly why you should be practicing more. Yeah, you have got multiple reasons to do that. Now, the other day I was on a call with one of my ex-student actually, and he was saying that he was surprised to know that PU2 has higher weightage than PU1 in KCET examination. And that's when I thought that, okay, not everyone, okay, most of you might be knowing about a lot of things about KCET, but not everyone knows that. And if at all you are going to write the examination, you should know each and every bit of this examination really, really well. Then only your preparation would be the smart one. Right? Otherwise, you are just wasting your energy on things that might not require too much amount of your attention. So I'll be talking about everything that is needed for you to know. For example, what are the subjects needed for the exams for each courses out there? It's engineering, there are farm science courses, most of them are different. So you'll see that over here. Does everyone who have registered need to write the examination, that is KCET examination? I have seen this question coming from a lot of MBBS students who are appearing for basically NEET as well. Now, what are the rules for KCET examination, as in what are the timings which are there? Okay, so how much time will we actually get to write the examination, and everything is going to be covered when is 2026 KCET examination. I hope you guys know. If at all you do not, I'm here to help you with that. Kannada language test is also there on 22nd, right? So is it mandatory for everyone to write this examination or not? And what is the syllabus for KCET? Where can you find it from? Everything. Okay, I hope you guys know that practical portions are also included in KCET. So obviously, you need to be prepared for that as well. Now, how is your rank going to be calculated? That is also one very important aspect, yeah, and one of the most important aspect. Now, what are the rules for, yeah, so I think there's a repetition out there. Okay, sorry. And then finally, and then finally you have this, I'm so sorry for that. Mock test resources. So what are the resources that you have for your mock test for KCET? Yeah, so these are the few things that we are going to discuss in this particular video. I hope that it will help you. Definitely it will. And if it does, what do you have to do? First of all, let me know in the comment section, was it helpful? Second thing, subscribe to the channel as well, because you are going to be flooded with a lot of information about KCET as well as the resources where you should start studying from. Yeah, so the first is required subject combination. Now, when you're going for writing the examination for engineering and technology related courses, student children, my dear children, you would have to have physics, chemistry as well as mathematics. Okay, your test paper would be having physics, chemistry as well as mathematics as combo. Now, farm science courses, for example, BSc agriculture, sericulture, horticulture, you would be having PCMB. Okay, biology is also included over here and maths is not removed. So PCMB as a whole would be included for you guys. Now, Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences, Animal Husbandry, Naturopathy and Yoga, and also BSc Nursing, you would be having PCB combination. Okay, physics, chemistry as well as biology combination out there. There is no mathematics involved over here. Lastly, B Farm, second year B Farm and Farm D, you can have either PCM or PCB. So depending on, now obviously you might have a confusion that, ma'am, can I write both PCM, and that is mathematics as well as biology? Obviously you can, and depending on which one gives you a better score, that is going to be considered. So all about that we are going to discuss in further in nice way when we go ahead with this particular video. So I hope this particular portion is absolutely clear to you. And as I said, when we talk about rank calculation, I'll be going even in depth to explain about each of them. Okay, now, does everyone who have registered need to write the examination? No, you do not. For example, medical, dental and Ayush student, my dear children, your examination is UG NEET. You just have to register for KCET. And I hope you have done that already, because the registration window has officially been closed, right? Now, architecture also, you have your own entrance examination, that is NATA. You do not have to write KCET examination. Now, children who are going for BPT, that is Bachelor of Physiotherapy, as well as BSc Allied Sciences or BPO courses, selection is based on your PU marks. There is no KCET examination for you guys as well. Whatever marks you have scored in your PU, that is going to be the one that determines your rank up there. Yes, I hope that is super clear. So these three group of children do not have to write KCET examination, but I really hope that you have registered for it. Yes, yes. Now, the next thing, rules of the examination, which is for everyone. Now listen to me very carefully. The total duration of the examination is actually 80 minutes. Okay, it is actually 80 minutes. How many questions do you have? You have basically 60 questions. So generally speaking, before I go ahead, even with that, I have to tell you something. So it's not like in one paper you would be having physics, chemistry and mathematics, all of them put together in separate section. It's not like that. Basically, one paper means one subject. One paper means one subject, and there will be 60 questions. How many questions, Baba? 60 questions will be there. All of them are going to be multiple choice questions. Okay, all of them are going to be multiple choice questions. So basically on 23rd of April, okay, on 23rd of April, the first paper that you have is of physics. Now, once your physics paper has been done, there is a gap, and then you would be having what? Your chemistry paper. Again of 60 questions. Again, multiple choice questions would be there. I hope that's clear. Now, when I talk, and the next day, okay, so 23rd, physics and chemistry is going to happen. Similarly, on 24th, the first paper is going to be mathematics. The second paper after a gap is going to be biology. For those of you who do not have biology, you need not write that particular examination. Yeah? Yes. And the same goes. If you do not have mathematics, you do not need to write that. You will need to write the biology examination, which will be there at the same time slot as for everyone else. I hope that is clear. Now, when I say 60 questions are there, how much time do you actually get? So the timing which is there is actually 80 minutes, but do not count the whole 80 minutes for writing the examination. The first 10 minutes which are there, okay, the first initial 10 minutes which are there, it is for your, what do you call, detailed filling. That is basically what is your name, your CET number, the version code, the booklet and the serial number, all of it you have to fill it in your OMR sheet. So there is a sheet that is given to you. You have to fill that up, and for that you have your first 10 minutes. Now, next thing that it will be given to you is what is left behind. 70 minutes is left behind. In the 70 minutes, basically, you have to go ahead with your answer writing. And let me tell you one very important thing. Do not think you will get whole 70 minutes for 60 questions. No. Listen to me. Always, this is for everyone who is going to write KCET examination. Assume that you are going to get 60 minutes and there are 60 questions. Which means what? Which means that we just have 10. Okay, sorry, not 10. You just have 1 minute per question. Only 1 minute per question. This is super important. Most of us in KCET examination, I'm telling you, the paper would be easy, but you might not be able to complete the examination. Why? Because you are lagging behind because of your speed. So have the habit from this point onwards that whenever you sit for question practice, I'm not talking about mock test, I'm just talking about whenever you sit for even a normal question practice, 10 questions you are practicing, put a 10 minutes timer and practice these many questions out there. That is how you have to train yourself. Okay, please have that understanding. So even though 70 minutes are there, let's assume that there will be time taken for you to read the question, for you to, there might be a lot of things in between. So make sure you consider it to be 1 minute per question. That's all. Okay. And please use black or blue ballpoint pen. Only gel pens are not going to be allowed. And none of the other colors are also going to be allowed. It is just going to be blue or black ballpoint pen. We'll be talking more about it towards the examination as well. But yes. And there is no negative marking. Okay, that's the bestest part about KCET examination. There is no negative marking. That means that if at all you are not able to complete the examination, at the end, please make sure you give up the ticks somewhere out there, because there are chances you can get marks for that also, as there is no negative marking. Yeah, and yes, so that's all. Now, I hope you guys know how you have to basically fill in the OMR sheet. I'll tell you one very important thing. That is I do not know how many of you are going to take this information up, but listen to me carefully. I have taken several interviews, okay, of children who have given KCET examination, who have got good scores. The common thing that I've heard from them is that they always have an error book with them to write down the questions, to write down where they went wrong. Okay, this might sound silly to you, but it definitely helps us understand our mistakes and we might not do it. So, okay, I did a mistake and I wrote it in the book, that question number 17, I did a silly mistake, I read it like this. It makes you more accountable. So that is one thing, you have to have the error book. Second thing, whenever you sit for practicing question, if at all you can, please download any OMR, okay, any OMR sheet, and then practice it on that. It helps you with your habituality. Basically, you will be habituated to the situation out there. You will, in the exam also, you get an OMR sheet, right? So it will be really good for you, a good practice such that you understand that, okay, this is how my time is going to go. So please have that also. Sometimes we are doing first question, but we mark the second question's answer in the first place. So all these things can be avoided if at all you have the practice from this point onwards. And it's actually the correct time to put it up, okay, to include in your preparation. So most of the, what do you call, videos and all, usually what we also do is that we tell it towards the end. But yes, you are here as of now listening to me very clearly. Please include OMR sheets and a book from this point onwards, and also have a timer always, okay? Yes. So these are the few things that I wanted to tell you. Now going ahead, exam date, I already shared it with you. It's happening on 23rd and 24th. On 23rd, you would be having what? You would be having, 23rd is a Thursday, by the way, and you would be having a physics examination from 10:30 to 11:50. Post that, you would be having chemistry from 2:30 to 3:50. Okay. Now the next day, that is 24th, which is Friday, 10:30 to 11:50, you would be having mathematics. 2:30 to 3:50, you would be having biology, each of 60 marks. Now Kannada is also there. Kannada is going to happen on 22nd, one day before. So usually it used to happen after KCET examination, but this time they have kept it before KCET officially begins up. Okay, but before I go ahead with that, do you think Kannada language test is mandatory for all of you? No. So for children who belong to Hornadu or Gadinadu Karnataka candidates whose mother tongue is Kannada, Tulu, Kodava or Beri, if at all you are basically coming in this particular zone, then you would have to write the examination. So the test centers are limited. It's happening in Bangalore, Belgavi, Vijaypura and also Mangalore. Make sure you go through that very clearly, and if at all you have to appear, please prepare for it also. It is said that the Kannada language test would be of 4th class level, 4th grade level. So you do not need to be too much worried, but obviously work really hard, as in when you're preparing for your CET examination as a whole, have this in your head that you have to give this exam as well. Yes, so make sure you prepare for it as well. And as I said, it's happening on 22nd and it's on Wednesday. Its timing is from 10:30 to 11:30, and yes, it's of 50 marks. Your paper is going to be of 50 marks. I hope that is super clear to everyone out there. Yes, cool. Now going ahead with the next thing, that is syllabus. Okay, syllabus for KCET is going to be PU2 and your practicals, and PU1 as well as practicals. What is a weightage? PU2 or PU1 will be giving you more questions. It will be definitely PU2 that is going to give you 110% more questions. Okay, so for example, the previous year there were like 40 questions coming from PU2 almost in most of the subjects out there, and rest of the questions were coming from PU1. That means out of 60, 40 questions are coming from PU2. That means obviously it has high weightage. The rest of the questions, as in 19, 20 of them were coming from PU1. So sometimes it is said that some people say that you should not be focusing on PU1. Don't do that mistake, because as I said, you're writing a competitive examination, which means that you have to think of one step ahead. Obviously, this gives you enough amount of marks, that is 40, but beyond 40, if at all you have to go, you have to study PU1 as well. So please do not ignore this. Start off with this. Go ahead with this, because you have just completed your second PUC examination, which is why I'm requesting you. Start off with this and go ahead with this. I made a whole separate video on how your preparation should look like as of now. If at all you have not watched that video, watch it as well. And as I said, practical topics are also included, so make sure you go to the practical topics. By the way, where can you look for the syllabus? Your syllabus is entirely the same. The NCERT is being followed up there, but you still, if at all you really want to have a look at it, you have to go to KA's official website, Baba, and click on admissions. Over here you see UG CET 2026, click on that. Okay, once you click on that, a list of notification is going to pop up. Now there's a notification like that, UGCET 2026 syllabus that has been released, and over here you have the subjects physics, mathematics, chemistry and biology. So whichever subject you're looking forward for, click on that and scroll through it. Okay, so syllabus would be coming up, that is for PU2 and PU1 separately, and at the end of PU1 you will get the practical topics. At the end of PU2 also you will get the practical topics. Please make sure you have a look at that as well. Okay, so 2 to 3 questions can be coming from there, not too much, but yes, be prepared for that as well. So children, I hope I am able to deliver you the information that you were somehow looking forward for. Yes, this is very, very important for you to know that. So always, general thing that I have said is PU1, you should not be ignoring it. Obviously, you have to prioritize PU2 more, but PU1 should not be ignored. As I said, your ranks are going to be determined by how much amount of marks you're going to score in KCET examination and also in your PU2. Now, for some courses, it is going to differ, and we are going to see all of that right now. By the way, if you have still not hit the subscribe button, hit it right now. Okay, so let's go ahead with the first course and the most famous among all of them, that is engineering or technology courses. Over here, the admission basis would be on the basis of equal proportion of your CET and qualifying examination score. That is, in CET, PCM is going to be considered. In qualifying examination also, the same subject combination is going to be considered. So whatever you have scored in physics, chemistry, mathematics, so out of 300, suppose you scored 300. So that is going to be considered. Okay, so over here, you have PCM. Each of 60 marks. The out of 180, whatever you have scored, that is going to be considered. Now what? Basically, 50% of what you have scored over here and 50% of what you have scored over here is going to be taken up in equal proportion. Okay, 50% of what you have scored over here. Suppose I was assuming that you scored 180 on 180. I'm assuming 300 on 300. Then 50% of this is going to be taken up, added up, and whatever marks come through, basically that is going to determine your rank. That is how things are going to work in the case of engineering course. So you have to make sure that your marks are the best. Some people might be there whose second PUC examination might have not went well. In that, have a clear-cut idea that you have to score good in CET examination as of now. Obviously, you have a second chance for PUC examination. You will do good then, but here also in CET, try to score the best. Okay, try to score the best. And when you're gonna write the second examination, there also perform, give your best as such. Okay, that is what I meant. So please make sure you do that, because both of their marks are going to be taken in equal proportion. Now, what is the eligibility? Okay, for going ahead with this. First eligibility is that you should have completed second PUC or 12th standard or equivalent examination with English as a language. Next thing, minimum aggregate of 45% in physics, mathematics and chemistry, or biotechnology, biology, electronics and computer. So basically physics and mathematics will definitely be considered. Now instead of chemistry, sometimes if at all you are someone who has PCMB, you're studying for PCMB, okay, or any other courses out there along with this, okay, along with chemistry, basically that can also be considered. If you still don't understand, I'll tell you. Listen to me carefully. Suppose you have taken PCMB. Now, I want to check whether you are eligible or not. So when I took the subject combination PCM, your percentage was coming out to be 40. What is the actual percentage that you need? 45%. Okay. So in that condition, what would be considered? The next thing that would be checked is what? Whether your score, when we considered B, if at all biology, it is good. It is 46. Then just for the eligibility criteria, this is going to be considered. Just for the eligibility criteria, your marks are still going to depend on what you have scored over here. So for ranking, PCM is only going to be considered. There is no change in that. If at all, suppose you are not eligible with the help of PCM, then PCB or any other, what do you call, biotechnology, electronics, computer science, anything can be considered. I hope you have got it. So minimum aggregate is 45%. For SC, ST, Cat 1, Category 1, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, the minimum percentage is 40% marks. And that has been written over here as well. Okay. So yeah, that is for engineering course. So maximum aim is to what? Score best over here and best over here. Everyone agreed? Okay, are you going to give your best or not? I hope you are. And my dear children, you take rest, because I know you have just been done with one examination, but that should not stop you from going ahead and giving your best. Have your time for enjoyment, start off studying as well. Okay, otherwise we will be lazy, we'll keep on pushing it for later. Don't do that. Yes? So those of you who have started your preparation, comment down. Comment it down. I really want to know that who all are the warriors out there who are working really hard for KCET 2026. Okay. Now, farm science courses, for that, admission basis again would be on CET and qualifying examination basis. Now, listen to me. In CET, PCMB is going to be considered. Okay, PCMB is going to be considered. 50% of what you scored over here, 50% of what you scored over there is going to be considered. Passed in second PUC examination with physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology as what? Optional subjects. Now these are the courses that you get through farm science, BSc agriculture, BSc honours in sericulture, and the list goes on. You can clearly see that, right? Now, there might be some children who might have applied or claimed for agriculture quota. I hope you know that you have to give a practical examination, right? So for you, the admission basis is going to be slightly different. Okay, for you 25% of marks from your second PUC is going to be taken, 25% of what you scored in CET is going to be considered, making it a total of 50%. Rest 50% marks comes from what? Your practical examination. Okay, and minimum of 50% in practical examination is required to claim seat under agriculturalist quota as well. So there will be a practical test for you guys after your KCET examination is done. I hope you guys know that. And the minimum percentage is 50% you should be having to claim the agriculturalist quota. And if you are claiming, your mark division goes like this. Okay? Yes. Now, next thing, Bachelor of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry, eligibility passed in second PUC, 12th standard, and obtain an aggregate minimum of 50% marks in physics, chemistry, biology, as well as English. So over here, PCB is being considered. So here there is no PU2 marks that is being considered. Please understand, it is just going to be what you have scored in CET examination. Nothing else is going to be considered. So if claiming agriculturalist quota, 50% marks from CET, what you scored in CET, and 50% marks from what you scored in practical examination. If at all you are claiming agriculturalist quota. If not, PU2 anyway is not going to be considered. Over here, your marks are solely based on how you have performed well in CET examination. Okay? And the subject combination for you is PCB. This is for veterinary science and animal husbandry. Next thing, note, further the candidates seeking admission to B Pharma, PharmD and Naturopathy and Yoga courses should have completed the age of 17 years as on 31st December 2026. So this 31st December 2026, you should be completing the age of 17 years. Then only you shall be allowed to seek admission for B Pharm, PharmD as well as Naturopathy and Yoga. By the way, all the engineering aspirants waiting for the mock test and everything, just a second, okay? So B Pharm, over here, it's totally depending on your CET marks. Again, PCB or PCM is going to be considered. Whichever is highest will be considered. So you can write all the 4 tests. Okay, whichever combination will give you the highest marks, that is going to be considered. Now, passed in 12th standard or second PUC with physics, chemistry and biology, or physics, chemistry and mathematics, minimum percentage is 45%. And for SC, ST category 1, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B category children, you should be having 40%. Now, there is something that is, there are some children who have passed in diploma in the pharmacy, okay, from institution approved by the Pharmacy Council of India under section 12 of the Pharmacy Act, and has secured minimum of 45%. They are also eligible. For SC/ST category, it is just 40%. But you need to take a note on something. Candidates who have passed diploma in pharmacy course seeking admission to B Pharma should compulsorily submit their photocopy of D Pharma final year marks card, on which CET number is boldly written to KEA on or before 30/5/2026. So this is very, very important. Okay. So please make sure you have the photocopy of that being submitted as well. This is super important with your CET number being written out there. Yes. Now, second year B Pharma, in that case also you should have passed in diploma in pharmacy examination, and rest remains the same. Again, my dear children, over here, since you're looking for a later entry, you should submit your photocopy of the D Pharma final year marks card on which your CET number is being written. Okay, and I think there is an error from their end in their information brochure. They have messed up the dates. So make sure you keep it ready. January, February, March, April, by April itself. That will be safer for you. And yes, Again, PCB or PCM, either of them, whichever is highest is going to be considered. For Farm D, you have physics, chemistry and biology, or physics, chemistry and mathematics. Either of them are going to be selected, and rest everything is going to remain the same. Cool? Yes. So it was written as 2 different dates at 2 different places. At one place 34 2026 was mentioned, at one place 35 2026 was mentioned, but I think they have made a mistake in the information brochure. Make sure you keep it ready as soon as possible. That will be the best option to do, right? Yes, as said before. Naturopathy and yoga. For you guys, you should have passed in qualifying examination, that is with physics, chemistry and biology as optional subject, and English as one of the languages, okay? And obtained an aggregate of at least 50% marks when you talk about a combined total of physics, chemistry and biology. 40% for the category children. Now over here, equal proportion marks would be considered. PCB, 50% of what you scored over here, 50% of what you scored over here in your qualifying examination. The subject combinations are going to be this. This is going to be considered, okay, for naturopathy and yoga. Now, BPT. Okay, BPT, Bachelor of Physiotherapy. Over here, as I said, there is no CET examination for you. Only qualifying examination marks is going to be considered. Obtained an aggregate minimum of 40%, then only you are going to be eligible. And here subject combination is physics, chemistry and biology. Okay, and if you are falling into any category, then 35% of marks in qualifying examination. Okay. Now BPO, here you can have physics, chemistry, biology or mathematics. Okay, or mathematics. Again, only qualifying examination is going to be considered. No CET examination is there for you guys. 50% marks in physics, chemistry and biology or mathematics. So either of them are going to be considered. You do not have to be worried about it. Yeah. And if you're falling under any category, then 45%. Now finally, you have a BSc, yes. So the next one that we are having is BSc AHS, that is Allied Health Sciences. Over here, physics, chemistry and biology are going to be considered, and English should be there as one of the languages. Obtain a minimum aggregate of 35% in PCB. No CET examination for you, only qualifying examination is going to be there. Okay. And finally, D Pharma is there, qualifying examination with physics, chemistry and biology. Again, over here also, there is no CET examination that is going to be considered. Only qualifying examination would be there. So, yes. And finally, you have BSc Nursing. Over here, physics, chemistry, biology and English papers you should have passed individually and obtained a minimum aggregate of 45% marks in physics, chemistry and biology subject. Your CET examination is going to be taken depending on these 3 subject combinations which is there, PCB. Okay, and if at all you fall under any category, the minimum aggregate is 40%. Yes. Fine. So my dear children, now we're coming over here as in what is the next step in CET examination. You know that registration window has been closed, right? Now soon, it has been written that on 10th of April, you are going to get the hall tickets, the admission tickets out there. So make sure you be ready for that and you download it as well. We will be making definitely separate videos on that as well, and followed by that, you would be having your examination. After that, children who have agriculture, who have applied for agriculture quota might have their practical examination as well. As of now, they have not notified, they will be notifying it. Okay? Yes. Now, coming to the mock test part. Listen to me very carefully. In our channel, we will be giving you some free mock test. Okay? For you to have an understanding of why it is important. Listen to me very carefully. Everyone who is preparing for KCET are preparing in the same level. They all follow the NCERT, they all follow the same thing. It's just that how are you going to make practice the questions that is going to bring out a difference. And trust me on this, I'm not even promoting things. I'm telling you very honestly with my experience, ABHYAS KCET test series is one of the best one out there. Okay, so you have a proper test series as in question paper pattern, everything will be there. You just have to practice it. There will be part test as in some chapters will be taken up, 60 questions will be taken from this particular chapter and given to you in the form of test. You have to attempt it. There are almost 35 mock tests out there, and it is available for just rupees 999. The reason why we are not giving it for free is that obviously we are going to give free content for you guys in YouTube, but there is definitely a team behind it working really hard for a lot of things. There is technical aspects to things as well. You need to get an understanding, which is why it has a price. Okay, and since there is app and a lot of things are there, right? So the pricing for this is rupees 999. Everyone who is planning to write KCET, I'll recommend you to have this for sure. Previous year, so many rank holders said it was the best, okay, and I'm telling you, 171 was the rank out of 3 lakh children who gave the examination. 693 was the rank, 395 was the rank. All of it not a small deal at all. Now, if you're someone who's looking for a crash course, you can go for that also. The pricing for that is rupees 2499. In that, there will be syllabus coverage, and that is one-shot videos and BYQ lectures and so many extra things out there. If you do not want all that, go with ABHYAS. Okay, I'm telling you. And Lakshya KCET offline crash course is also there, and there's a 3,000 flat of rupees going on. So yeah, you can check out that as well. Links to all of this is given in the description section. Make sure you make the best use of it. Take an informed decision. It's not like you have to do it right now itself, but I'll recommend you start practicing it. And for ABHYAS, we are planning to give one free test for you in YouTube itself so that you get an idea. You watch that video and see, are the level of questions okay for you to practice? If yes, go take it up. It's definitely going to help you out, I'm telling you, okay? So I think that's all for KCET as of now. I hope general doubts which are there are being cleared. If at all you have anything else to ask me, put it down in the comment section. Wishing you all the best. Please take care of yourself. Bye-bye.